begin with that by the time people had ordered their food, the train was ready to move out again. And so this recycling did go on. Well, Fred Harvey brought a change to all of that. And Maxine is going to tell you about Fred Harvey.
Thanks, Betty. Well, you folks picked a lovely day to travel. So we're glad you're here in Leavenworth. This is the home of Fred Harvey. Fred Harvey was responsible for changing the food service all across the Santa Fe Railroad, from the notorious cook shacks to the well-appointed dining rooms that had excellent food at fair prices. The consistent quality that he demanded in his eating places was unequaled at the time, and eventually became the model for food services that we expect today. Fred Harvey was born in England in 1835. Little is known about his early life, except that he immigrated to America at a very early age of 15, had space for a lunchroom on their second floor, and they gave that to Harvey and gave him permission to use it for his new enterprise. He cleaned the room, and he brought in tables of linens, fine cloth, English silver, and good china. And most important of all, he hired a good chef and to prepare the food at good price in Mexico. Well, tell us what happened, Betty.
Well, Fred Harvey often went out on surprise visits to some of his establishments to see that they were following all of these rules and regulations. And so he'd gone to Raton, and lo and behold, those young men servers had gone out that night before. They'd gotten drunk. They'd been in brawls. They were in no way, shape, or form able to perform their duties as Harvey waiters the next day. So here they were. What should they do? Well, some of the wives of the people right there, they got some local women to come in and fill in. And you say, well, why didn't they use women all along? Well, at that time in our country's history, waitressing was not an honorable profession for nice young women. Oh yes, you could be a schoolmarm, or you could be a nurse, or perhaps type on those machines and work in an office, but waitressing, oh no. But they had an idea. They would recruit young, intelligent, good-looking women with good moral character, age 17 to 30. And they would put them in dormitories, and they would have a house mother, and they would be well chaperoned.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, they put ads in the newspapers in Kansas and Missouri and Iowa, and before you know it, they had a waiting list of young women that wanted to work as Harvey girls. Well, these young women from the farms and the small towns, I think some of them were, adventuresome. They wanted to get out and see the world. We know very well that their salaries, we say they were $17 a month, but if you translate that into our money, that was about $300 a month, and they had their room and board and transportation. So they were able to send money back home to their families, which I think was a very important reason for a lot of the Harvey girls. They signed up, they promised that they would stay for either 9 or 12 months, that they wouldn't marry during that time, and if they fulfilled all these requirements, then they could take a trip home, courtesy of the Santa Fe Railroad or some other place they wanted to go, and then if they wanted to come back, they could come back again, and maybe be reassigned to a more desirable post along the way. White black dresses and white aprons. The style might have varied a little bit from one place to the other. And they were supposed to be absolutely clean, not a spot anywhere. All right, girls, that looks pretty good. Then they'd check, they'd have a wet washcloth. No makeup. I've told these girls time and again. And then they'd check their fingernails. No nail polish, good for you. Maxine? I'm going to have to report you sometime down the line. And then before they'd go out to wait at the table, she'd turn them around and give them a little swat on the backside to make sure they had their girdles on. Famous Harvey girls.
We are the very best waitresses in the West.
We dress in black and white. Our smiles are cheery and bright. We serve each passing train cuisine of great acclaim. Fred Harvey is our boss. Oh, he can be very cross if we drop a spoon or serve dessert too soon. But we're proud to say we're on the Santa Fe. It's the finest way to California. Though we enjoy our pay, we're proud. Though we enjoy our pay, we know that some fine day we'll wrap our apron strings around a nice young man with wedding rings.